Salve, Benevento. Hello and welcome, magical ones, to the Faerie Witch podcast. I'm the Faerie Witch, and we welcome you on this episode of Howling Wolves that you heard in the opening there. Today we're going to talk about the full moon, because today is January 13th, 2025, and it's the very first full moon of the new year. And this particular moon is often referred to as the ice moon or the wolf moon. So today we are going to talk about wolves in magical practice, witchcraft, fairycraft magic, and we're going to talk a little bit about the moon. So I thought, why not do it? So we're going to do our little wolf impersonations here. So today, again, we're going to talk about this because this is actually the night of the full moon. I'm actually going to get this done, believe it or not, for the very first time. I'm going to get it done on the day, and I hope to get it posted within the next hour or two so that you guys can see this on the actual night. Imagine that. So I am trying to achieve that goal. So I am a fan of wolves. I believe in the wolf population needs to be saved. It is definitely endangered. It's definitely worth saving. It's got a lot of misconceptions about the wolf. There's a lot of superstitions. And unfortunately, throughout history and throughout the world, many people and many organizations and many cultures have not been kind to the wolf. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying it seems like there's a lot of them. And it's not just in one area. It's kind of covers the globe a little bit. And wolves are definitely endangered. Some of them are already extinct. Some of the species are already extinct. And it's so sad. And it sucks, basically. And it shouldn't have happened, as far as I'm concerned. My opinion, but I'm just saying it shouldn't have happened. So, even though I can get on the soapbox and can go completely off the net and really get into my own personal feelings on this matter, which I have strong feelings about, that is not what this video is about. There may be another one in the future where I'll focus more on taking a moment. There may be another episode later on, like I said, that I would focus on that aspect of it and talk more about wolves because they definitely need our help to survive, and they should. So, we'll talk about that in another one. Today, we're talking about the full moon, the wolf moon, and all its magical properties, relations, that kind of thing. So, what we're going to do as far as our rituals and our spell work tonight. So, I do have some visual aids for you this time. Yay! And I have my little wolfy friend here. Hi. And so we're going to set him aside for the moment. So one of the things I'm going to do today, or I've already done, but if you haven't done any of this yet, don't worry, you've got time. Midnight is the hour, okay? That is the hour for a full moon night, any full moon night. But that is the hour where you really get a lot of the concentrated power from the moon. And that's what you want to use for any of your spells, your magical work. Even if it's just you're creating a spell jar, or if you're making a candle, or if you're adding your intention to something, like this bottle of herbs you're going to use, or your moon water. You want to make your moon water. Definitely you want to do full moon night, during that hour, okay? Keep that in mind. So, powerful moon at midnight is the time to do it, okay? So, one of the things I was going to do was my art journal entry. And thankfully, I already did that last night. So, I have that to show you. And I think it may end up becoming the thumbnail picture for this video. I haven't quite decided yet, but maybe. So, I kept it simple. I just wanted to do a simple piece, and so we've got the moon, and I've got this beautiful fabric, and then I painted stars. I painted the paw prints as he's walking through the sky, and then you got this little wolf, fabric wolf, that I cut out of some fabric and glued on. I like doing this multimedia stuff, and I've been doing that a lot more lately with my bigger artwork. But yeah, so I went ahead and did this last night. So this is my journal entry for today. So at least I had a visual. And like I say, that may be the thumbnail for this video. I haven't quite decided yet. But I do, if you remember in previous episodes, I have mentioned occasionally, I write a blog page on Facebook.com called Faerie Craft, Faery Craft. So check that out if you want to, because I don't make videos of everything that I blog about and vice versa. So it's kind of good if you want to get a lot of information from me. Check out this channel and then check out that blog page, Faerie Craft. But anyway, I did my blog entry last night. I may kind of re-edit it a little bit later. I haven't quite decided yet. But at least I got that done, and I got the journal page done. So, the other thing is, this morning I set up my fairy offering table. And for those of you who don't know, I am also a fairy craft magic practitioner. So I work with the fairies, I work with magic, and so I have an offering table. I actually have my main offering table is already set up for something else. So I just use my work table that's in the middle of the room. And I did take a photo of it. Let's see if it's over here. Grab that. Okay, let's see. So I set that up this morning. Oops. And, oh heavens. Whew. Okay, so here is, hopefully it shows up. I hope. But I have my wolf figurine. I can't really point to it. I got my wolf figurine here. I've got my moon poppet, my moon magic poppet that I created. I've got my moon candle. I've got a silver candle. I've got the selenite, the clear crystal, and some moonstones. And then the cloth, the tablecloth, is the three moons, the three moon goddess tablecloth, which has the white cloth with the wolf print. There's a wolf print on it as well. And I have a bottle of moon water here. And I think I have a white candle, which you really can't see. I said get closer. There's a white candle as well. And I may add some herbs or another candle. I haven't quite decided yet. Yeah, I think, I was trying to see if I can see anything. I think that's it. So it's a lot. But, yeah, so I got my table set up. So that's all set to go, ready. So I'm happy about that. So the only thing I need to do is tonight, when the moon starts to come out, is I got to put my moon water back under the rays of the moonlight, because I haven't recharged it since last full moon, which was a month ago. So it needs to be recharged, and then it'll be ready to use for the spell. So I will be doing that at midnight. And you might ask, what kind of spell are you going to do? Well, generally during the full moon, because like I say, that is the one moon of the entire month that has the most power to it. And that's when you really kind of want to, if you don't do anything the rest of the month, that is the night to do it. That is the night to get your schedule up and running and get into it, and get into your magical lair and work on something. But yeah, I'm probably going to do something for prosperity for us, because we are in dire straits, especially this month. It's just a bad month as far as money and luck and health stuff. So yeah, this household here needs that help. So I probably will do one for that. But I'm also going to do a second spell afterwards And that one is, and I wasn't going to get into all this because it's not really a vlog episode, but I think I forgot to mention it in the last one, and I meant to. But I'm going to probably do a little secondary spell for good luck and containment of the raging wildfires that we've got out here in Southern California right now. If any of you are not familiar, you can check out the news or check out the YouTube channels that have got news. These fires have started, I forget what day, but it was after New Year's, because the Rose Parade happened and it went beautifully as far as I saw. The weather was great. They had the great parade. It was really good this year. Yeah, and it seemed like a couple of days after, all hell broke loose. And I don't know all the specifics. I don't know what caused the fire in the first place, but so many acres, so many homes, so many people have been either evacuated, lost their homes, lost their pets. Wildlife out there is losing their lives all the time because of the fires and the water and all the people and all this. And it's absolutely terrible. It's like, it feels like a war zone when you watch the news. It feels like you're watching news reports about a war zone. It's just terrible. And we're here in Southern California too. And if they can't get it out, it's going to keep spreading. And we've got people down there, not quite in the middle of it, thank God, but they're closer to it than we are. I do worry about them. I do check in on them, briefly, just to make sure they're okay. They say they're okay right now. Knock on wood, they will continue to be. But I know a lot of people are not. And so there's nothing I can do other than to send my good wishes out there. And so I want to do a secondary spell to, bring either more rain to help the fires be put out, or help all the firefighters and all the workers and everybody to get it out, to contain it, to stop it. And so I want to do a little spell for that as well, for all those people. And if any of you practitioners out there who happen to see this, whether you knew about this going on or not, maybe you guys can do something too. If we all, magic community, got together and actually did something, even on our own as we are, as a coven or as a solitary, at least get it all out there in the universe. Hopefully it will help, because so many people already are in misery one way or another because of this, and it's just terrible. So I want to help in some way, and that's all I can do at this point. So that's my plan for tonight. Anyway, so the full moons and a wolf moon, like I say, part of the reason why, from what I read, why they call the January 1st full moon a wolf moon, it could be possibly because before the 18th century, wolves pretty much had run a lot of different areas throughout the world, and of course, they were deemed, menacing and a nuisance, and, killed off livestock, and they felt they were a threat and all this there. And so January, at some point, I forget who decided that, but it was actually put into some kind of ruling or something. I don't know. Anyway, someone somewhere got the idea and they said, let's make January wolf hunting month. So it became kind of a thing that every January they'd go out and hunt the wolves, because it was, population control and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, so that's, from what I read, that is part of it. So that could be where the January one gets the name from, because it's called Wolf Month or Wolf Hunt Month, Anyway, we won't get into it, but that's what I read, so yeah. So that could be part of why the name is given to this full moon. Anyway, so get back into it as far as magically. The wolf represents different things, okay? Now, the wolf is known, their personality traits, they're family oriented, so they're, hence you get the word pack. The family unit is the pack. They hunt together, they sleep together, what the sisters and the aunts watch over the mother's cubs, pups, and the males go out and do the hunting, and the females join in, and this kind of stuff. And it's a pack or family oriented group. Okay. The mating pair, which is usually the alphas, the alpha male, the alpha female, they mate for life generally, which is extraordinary. And they're the only ones who are allowed to have the puppies. So that way they keep their own population down to a point, and if the pack does get busy or gets too big, they will go ahead and the alphas will actually try to run some of the members off, and it's usually the males. They'll run some of the males off, and it's like, go start your own pack somewhere. You're old enough, you can do your own thing. And it's usually sons or brothers, nephews, and it's like, you're old enough. Go do your own thing. Get your own pack. So but wolves are cunning, they're fast, they're good hunters. They usually work well as a group. They're symbols of protection and courage and swiftness. They're magically too, like I say, they're often associated with dreams, intuition. I know there's some more. It's generally about, defending yourself, protection, being smart, being intelligent, having smarts about things, watching out for yourself, that kind of stuff. So magically, that is what the symbol of the wolf can be used for in a spell. And I generally use that too. Sometimes when I think about it, because, they can be your familiar, they could be an astral, and I don't want to use the word familiar, but like an astro symbol or a spirit that comes to you that can help you with your dreams and intuition, or maybe even a little divination if you do that, that kind of thing. But generally, I use the wolf for spells when I want to protect. I need protection or want to protect somebody else. Defending myself. When I want to be smarter in the situation that I need a little help in, that kind of thing. Or when I just need to have a little more, what's the word? I forgot the word. But anyway, generally that's what I work with in family. It can be used for a spell when you want to bring your family together. Maybe they've been apart for a long time, or maybe there's been a lot of bickering and fighting and people aren't talking to each other, and you want to bring them together. Or maybe you're looking to have a new decent happy relationship, or you want to have family members. It's a good spell for that in relation to family. So I generally would use it for those kinds of things usually. Whatever works, right? But yeah, a wolf is just amazing animal, but it's amazing using it in magic too, because they're powerful animals, and so the power that they can help your spell and help you in your practice in your everyday life, yeah, don't be afraid to. So if you want to use the wolf in your magical practice, like I say, set up your offering table and you use something. So like I have this toy, and I also have a statue which I showed you in the photograph, and I didn't bring it in here, but it's on my table, and it's a very realistic artist rendition of a wolf, and it's beautiful. If you don't have a statue, even if it's just a little toy figurine, if you don't have any of that or can't get one right now, I understand. If you have a photo, even if it's on your phone, you can take a picture off, on the internet or whatever, use it on your phone and leave your phone sitting there. It gives you the visual to look at while you're doing the spell, and then you can delete it off when you're done. So use a photo or, artwork, or make your own picture. You can draw, even if it's just a little silhouette, something that the wolf picture is there, you see it, it's in your mind, and then that way it helps you connect to the spirit, the wolf spirit. And hopefully a wolf spirit will answer you. You don't always get what you want, but you can ask and you can hope that it'll, want to aid you and come to you. So, yeah, so use a visual of it in any way, which way or form that you can. I like to use a physical item. Now, if I can use my own artwork, fine, I will do that. But I like to have a toy or a statue or something that's 3D that I can pick up, move around, and set on the table. It just makes it more realistic for me, and it just makes it easier. That way I don't have to spend time trying to conjure up the image as well as trying to conjure up the image and the meaning and charging it and doing the spell. It's one less thing for me to focus on because it's right there. I can see it. So, as I went into all that. But anyway, the wolf is actually a wonderful symbol to use in your magic. And it's a powerful animal, and it's a wonderful animal. So, it's, let's help it, and hopefully it will help us in our practice too. Okay. And another thing you can do too is write about wolves and the wolf moon in your journal, or do a vlog or your diary, whatever. Something that I did. This was a project I created. I forget when. It's been years actually. Yeah, it's been years since I made this book, but it's a hardcover sketchbook, and I, drew the cover, and this whole thing is it's pretty much full. I think every page is done. And what I did, I have a couple pages left, which is good actually, because I could add a few more things to it. But this book became like a scrapbook diary field guide, I called it, Field Guide to Wolves. And so this was a wonderful way to connect. Now, back then, when I made this book, I really wasn't into the magical life yet. And it's weird because I had this idea to do this, and the plan was to either get it published or get it sold. I didn't do either, but I like wolves. I'm a fan of wolves, as I've already said. So this was kind of something to help me educate about the wolf life, and different researchers who work on wolf projects, different sanctuaries, wolf history, wolf biology, artwork, poetry. This book encompasses a whole bunch of stuff, and so the spirit of the wolf is really in this book. And so I took back in the day, I was able to photocopy stuff off the computer or from reference books, but I also wrote my own poetry. I wrote notes. There's pages and pages of notes in here from different sources, whether they be books or online or whatever. Research books, reference books, biology books, all the stuff about them. And then, I would put, clippings of pictures and things in here. I also wrote a lot of poetry about wolves, and so I wrote all my poems in here. There is artwork in here as well. I'm trying to find a page. Let's see. And then I did manage to go to a wolf sanctuary years ago. So I have photographs that I took back then of the sanctuary and the different wolves that I saw, and different ones they had. And so it became a scrapbook, really. It really did. And I've got, oh, there we go. One of my sketches. There. And so this book actually, like I say, really helped me connect with the spirit of the wolf. And here's another one I did. So it really helped me to get into the spirit of it. Like I say, I wasn't even in the magical world at the time. I wasn't doing a magical practice. Another one of my sketches. But this book actually does encompass a lot of things. I've got some of my poetry in here. So, yeah. So if you want to get into working with wolves or any animal, you want to learn more about it, you want to learn more about their magical associations, buy some books or research some books about animal familiars, animal magic. But also, too, don't be afraid to buy some actual reference books or, go to the library. Get some reference books that talk about the biology and the history and different researchers and rescues, like I said, that actually work with that particular animal, because it gives you a better understanding of the animal, what their plight might be in our world today, what man has done to the animal in this world today, and how you can help, because when you're connecting to an animal spirit, and I admit I don't do this a lot, but when you connect to an animal spirit, you want that spirit to help you. Well, it's just like anything else. They may not be on this plane with us where you physically can touch and hear and talk to them right in your own living room. But if they come down to you or whatever, they can hear and see you. They know your intention. If you really need help and you're being legitimate and you're actually honoring them, they will be more likely to aid you and help you. So you need to have a better understanding of the animal that you're reaching out to. Now, again, too, as I've talked in another episode, when you're dealing with magic and dealing with animals and familiars, you can ask for the wolf, let's say, to aid you. But let's say a tiger shows up instead. Well, you might think, oh, crap, what the hell, well, that's because the tiger knew you needed the tiger help more than you needed the wolf at that point. You thought you needed the wolf, but the tiger knows better. He's up there, in the higher plane. He knows better. So he's like, no, no, no. No, you need my magic, and I'm here to help you. The wolf will get back to you. So it's the way of working with it. It's just the way it is when you work with any kind of spirit, from what I've been told, from what I've researched. Because I admit it, I don't work with them every single time. It's rare. But when I do, because I am a very animal-oriented person, I think if I was ever a fairy, if I was ever actually a fairy in another realm or another existence, I probably was an animal fairy. Because I'm so much into animals all my life. And they seem attracted to me, too, because they show up. And it's like, okay, yeah. And then you need to help them, you need to help them. Maybe, yeah. But anyway, I'm very animal oriented and all about helping animals throughout the universe. So I think animal spirits would know that, and they'll be more open to help me if I needed it, which is cool. But again, if you're not one that works with animals very much, get some animal magic books or some animal familiars books and references. Check everything out. Do some research. Set up your own journal, whether it be a sketchbook or just a regular writing journal, whatever works for you. And get in touch with that animal, because it'll help you understand better, and then you can work with them better too. It's just a thought, just a suggestion, but I find that it helps me. It did help me. And like I say, I made this book before I got into the magic world, and before I got into all that. And it's weird how that happened, that I got that idea. And all of a sudden, a few years later, then I'm working with magic stuff and the fairies and everything. And so it's like, okay, something's trying to tell me, And I have the notion lately to do a tiger one, because I'm very much into tigers, and tigers are again another subject, another episode. But I want to do another one of these field guide kind of things with tigers, and that'll help me connect to the tiger spirit when I need it. So yeah, that might be another project that's coming up soon. We'll see. I have to get another sketchbook though. I need $10 for a sketchbook. Anybody want to donate? If so, go to my PayPal on the episode. That would be great. But yeah, I'm serious. I do want to get another hardbound sketchbook. And oops, I don't have one, believe it or not. So, but that'll be another project. But anyway, it's interesting that I was inspired to do that book a few years back, actually longer, and here I might be working with the spirit now and then. So it's kind of cool. It's neat how it works. It's strange, but it's cool that it works out that way. So again, we're just talking about wolves and the full moon. So again, tonight is the night to get out there. Couple things you might want to keep in mind for the full moon when you're doing your spell work if you decide to do that. White candles, silver candles, wolf pictures, statues, or toys or representation, moon pictures, a picture of a moon, whether it be on your phone or a photograph or on your computer if you want to use that, or a poster or whatever. Do your own artwork, draw a moon, anything that gives that representation. So you want a moon photograph. Let's see, I'm trying to think what else did I put out there. Moonstones, good one. If you don't have any moonstones, then you want the clear crystals, selenite, because they're kind of a moon white, flake colory, perfect. Anything that represents a moon, a mirror, a little round mirror, that'll work too. Moonflowers. If you grow moonflowers or somebody has some, start collecting throughout the month. Dry them out, put them in a jar. That's what I do when I can. And then you have your moonflowers, and you can sprinkle them around on your offering table or put them in the candle. They'll burn. Just put them in the white candle or the silver candle. Moon water. I mentioned that. Have your moon water, whether it be a bowl or glass. I have the little. It's like a little perfume pitcher. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit. Make sure you've charged it. Put it out in the moonlight for a couple of hours if you can. Let it charge up, and you can see the light. It's so beautiful. It's like a prism. You see that light coming through the water, through the bottle or whatever, especially if it's a clear one, you can see it. That way you can just watch it. It's so cool. It's like a meditation thing almost. To kind of get you transfixed there, just watching the light come through that water. But it's infusing the water, and then you add your intention to it. And you see, I really like doing this. And you can get the put your intention on the water, and it will help. And then you just sprinkle it around on your items. And I've got my moon poppet that I showed you, the poppet doll. Trying to think what else can you use. I'm sure you guys can probably think of something else. Oh, my mind went blank. Again, if you're going to work with the moon, study some moon magic too. Check out moon magic references, some books, that kind of thing, because that way it will help you understand the moon phases, and you'll be better prepared each month. And that way you'll know, okay, when it gets to this point, I need to start planning what I'm going to do, that kind of thing. That's what I've been trying to do lately. So yeah, I mean, it's just things with the moon, anything at all, and anything with a wolf, and then put it together for tonight's wolf moon. And it's every January, so if you don't do it this month, that's okay. Next month there'll be another moon, but I think there's only one wolf moon every year, and it's January. And this year it happens to be the 13th. So that's tonight. So you still got time to get some things together, set up your little table. If you don't have any of these items and you want to do this and you want to get into magic, again, just start out slow, and you can start out small and just, light a white candle. If you've got a white or silver candle, just think of the wolf picture, think of the moon picture. At midnight, light your little candle after you've charged it, and put your intention on it and what you want to work with and what your spell is going to be, and just light it, and be careful. Again, lit candles are dangerous, especially if you walk away and leave them alone. Watch out with them around pets, kids, curtains. Don't burn your house down. Don't, God, I've got enough fires and that going on now. Don't burn your house down. Don't injure anybody, including yourself. Always be careful when you're working with candles. You heard me. Okay. So yeah, just be careful. Okay. But do your spell, and if you have the small ones, like the little votives, or the little ones that float in the water, or I've shown it before in another episode. I think I talked about the baby candles for fairies. I forget the episode name. It's on the channel here. It's from a few months back. Check it out. But it's the little matchstick size birthday candles you can buy. They're really reasonable, like $9, like $1.09 or something. Sometimes the dollar store will have them for half of that. Just depends. But those are good because they burn really fast. So if you don't want to sit there and you don't want to have the thing burning for too long, that works. Get a silver one or get a white one. Either one will work for tonight. Light that sucker after you've put your intention on it, you've charged it, you put your thought into it, you do your spell, your magical working, and just let it burn. It'll burn within 10 minutes, those little ones, little matchstick. If you want something that lasts a little bit longer because you're going to be there and you're going to take care of it and you're going to be with it, just those little baby food jars, candles that I make, or the votives. You can burn them, even if it's just halfway. Burn them for a little bit, blow it out, and you say your ending chant or whatever at the end before you blow it out, and just stay safe. But, you don't have to do a whole elaborate setup. Whether it's financially you can't, or you just don't have the stuff, maybe you're a beginner and you're just starting out. So, you start out small and go from there. That's what we do. That's what all of us do at some point. So again, that is, it's a full moon, it's the wolf moon, and so tonight is the night to connect. So get out there and howl with the wolves, and just enjoy, get out there at midnight and get under the moon if you want to, and just take a moment, meditate, ask for the wolf spirit to protect you, to help you, to guide you, to give you more smarts on something, whatever your issue may be, or just go out there and meditate. Just meditate for a few minutes. If it's not too windy, I might try doing that myself, but it's so cold here, and it's still so windy. I don't know if I'll make it, but I can at least stand here in the window and charge my moon water and take a few minutes and try to just focus on the fact that we made it through another year. We're starting the new one. Let's hopefully we start out with a good one. Cross fingers, that kind of thing. So I wish you and your family and your friends, and whether you're solitary or you're in a coven or you're not in any of this at all, you're just interested or whatever, I thank you very much for watching this episode, and I wish you all a very safe, happy, protective year. Let's hope that all of us have a better year for 2025. I'm crossing fingers, regardless of all the other that's going on politically and environmentally. So let's hope. Let's hope that we all make it and actually start having better luck. And I wish that for you. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I think I covered everything, but it's getting darker. I'm running out of time. I want to get this posted, and I didn't get the wolf moon cookies made in time for the video. I may end up doing cupcakes instead. I don't know. One of those two things might get made, but it might not get done till tomorrow. So it may be the thumbnail, it might not be. I may update the thumbnail later. Who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna wing it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this. Enjoy the full wolf moon tonight. Have a fairy day. Check back with us next time. We'll see what we can sprinkle some fairy dust, see what we can conjure up for the next episode. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll see you, hopefully, in the next one. Thank you. Arrivederci.